Jesus.
Praise the Lord.
Up in Calf Creek, Kentucky, ask a little kid to sing you a song, and they'll sing you a song of Jesus. 12-year-old Courtney and her sister 11-year-old Mary tell us a secret about their mom.
I'll be honest. Our mommy used to be hooked on drugs, and we did not like it one bit.
Courtney says she used to lock herself in the bathroom and cry when her mom got high. They bounced from place to place and are grateful they now have a place to sleep, her grandparents, where her 2 uncles, 1 aunt, 3 sisters, and her mom's boyfriend Bill also live.
There's 12 people living in this house altogether. Honestly, I would love for me, my mom, Bill, and us girls to have our own home, but we do not have the money to do that. Bill is wanting to get a job, but we can't because we ain't got a car to get him back and forth.
Courtney shows us an A on her report card and tells us about her 2 simple wishes, that home, and she says someday she'd like to have boots with little fake fur on the top, like the ones Hannah Montana wears on TV. Courtney's clothes are stuffed in a suitcase under the bed.
Honestly, we can barely afford food. Whenever her food stamps are all gone, we run out of food. We don't have bread, we don't have meat. Last time we was out of food, the only thing we had in our fridge was butter and ranch. We're not like other people. We can't afford food after food after food.
Fruits and vegetables, a rare luxury because of the expense. Their mother's food stamps are $523 a month. Milk runs out fast. Courtney's uncle, called Uncle Duck, puts Pepsi in 2-year-old Sable's sippy cup. Courtney is one of those children whose face seems to reach right back across the centuries to the famous portraits by Walker Evans, Doris Ullman, Earl Palmer, where worry and wariness are in the faces of the children, and the adults are ravaged by exhaustion, defeat. Angel is ravaged by something modern. She is Courtney's mother. She lost her teeth years ago. She's 30 years old.
I would have to have 10 pain pills just to get started, to not be sick. And I would do 30 to 40 a day. Easy. You know, there were days I'd go to drug counseling, but as soon as I left, I'd sit in the parking lot and snort a pill.
She's part of an epidemic in these mountains. Eastern Kentucky has a prescription drug abuse rate twice that of major cities like New York or Miami. Courtney and her sisters remember when their mother would disappear for days on end.
Mary does not want me to go anywhere. Mary will make me pinky promise that I will not leave.
Angel says she's now trying to give her children the future they deserve, and before dawn gets them on the 6:15 school bus.
Come on, you got 4 minutes.
Then she and her boyfriend Bill start the trek to the welfare-mandated GED class in the center of town. The walk, 8 miles, one way. It takes nearly 2 hours.
All I can really do is try to salvage what little bit I can.
After the class, another 2 hours and 8 miles in the freezing cold to go home. It starts to rain.
No umbrella.
That just weighs you down.
Angel says if she can get that GED in 2 months, she has a chance of a job, getting off welfare.
Are you ready for it?
I believe so. I believe I am.
Angel's mother, 49-year-old Dinah, is the rock of the family.
Now, I'm not well educated, but if you take that time, sit down and talk to me, then you're going to see, hey, she's not so stupid after all.
Her strength comes from faith, praying to Jesus that Angel will succeed. We meet her at choir practice at the Homecoming Church 2 miles up the hills on frozen roads. In this church, we see the Sunday offering of $1.85.
Everybody goes to the church is poor. I pray God sends somebody to help the poor.
It's a dark night out here.
Yeah.
Back home at the end of the day, a hymn from the hills.
Sin held me captive to sorrow and pain.
Our pinky promise, remember every night?
I think you promised.
Don't live, okay?
Okay. Love you.
Joblessness in the Inez area is attributable primarily to a general lack of industrialization and losses in the coal mining industry.
Inez, Kentucky, 1964. Lyndon Baines Johnson declares his war on poverty here. And then 4 years later, Bobby Kennedy inspires Appalachian pride as he travels over 200 miles in 2 days to hear the stories of the families.
All of us working together, all of us recognizing our responsibilities, in my judgment, we can have some success.
Back then, Bill Gorman was a TV reporter walking the streets of Hazard with Bobby Kennedy. 41 years later, he's the mayor of Hazard, walking the same street with me and saying, it is better.
It's changed a whole lot after Bobby visited here.
There's been money for new schools and highways, which help many communities flourish.
You have two Appalachias today, communities very similar to what one would find in many suburban places all across the country.
But up in the hills, it's a different story. Coal companies have taken billions in profit out of the mountains.
We end up making huge sacrifices, and then if you look at the area, you see people are poor, the educational attainment is less, and often people are not as healthy. So whatever opportunity is supposed to be there, it just hasn't arrived.
Today, in the depressed counties of Central Appalachia, families have an average annual income less than the cost of a new car, the second lowest in the nation, and the trash, a kind of defeatism left on the lawn.
But what's happened to pride?
I think pride is still there. The difference between urban places and Appalachia is the availability of government resources to pick up that trash. Mountain people, I don't think, have given up. But when you organize and you fight and you struggle and things don't change markedly for you, then you step back and you find a way for your family to survive.
And one thriving industry for survivors, dealing prescription drugs.
Particularly in Appalachia, we've seen it be kind of a sacrifice area where big pharmaceutical companies were able to dump drugs into the area and really get off fairly scot-free.
In 2007, Purdue Pharma, the company which markets the potent OxyContin, was fined $635 million for deliberately misleading people about the addictiveness of the drug. At the time, doctors in the mountains had been prescribing it for everything from back pain to arthritis. And while Lortab and Xanax are often obtained through Medicaid, robbery often produces the OxyContin for dealers.
They can make more money in one weekend here in Harlan County than they can an entire month on the big city streets of Chicago or Detroit or New York. So.
Karen Engel is the executive director of the Law Enforcement and Education Initiative Operation Unite. We're told some prescription drugs like Xanax and Lortab have a street price from $5 to $15 per pill. But OxyContin, even if you can only get it once a month, is the prize.
So what's the street value of a pill now?
Of an OxyContin, 120 bucks?
Yes, $120.
Here in Harlan?
Yes.
Our driver, an undercover detective, says the dealer can be anyone next door.
It's just survival. It's not that I'm trying to hurt anybody or nothing, you know.
I think you see drug addiction in communities where people don't see a place for themselves, don't see a trajectory.
A babysitter deals OxyContin while a child watches cartoons. A mayor indicted for trading pills for votes, so he pled not guilty.
Sorry, no comment.
And for every adult dealing or using drugs, a child begins to drown. 5 years ago, WYMT Mountain News profiled 6-year-old Erica Floyd on Mother's Day. Her mother in jail for the 4th DUI.
She drinks sometimes, but that's not right for me. But I love her.
Erica kept a drawer of pictures for when her mom comes home, crossing her fingers every time the phone rings.
Follow me, everything is all right. I believe you. I don't know the rest.
Erica then, Erica now 11 years old, still trying to help the mother, now battling addiction to Lortab and OxyContin.
She's almost 50, and if I don't get her out of this pound stone, then she'll probably die any day.
Mother and daughter talk of love